At some point, an AI told you something completely wrong. Maybe it gave you a fake statistic, a court case that never happened, a scientist who never existed, a quote from someone who never said it. And it didn't hesitate. It didn't flag it. It delivered the answer the same way it delivers everything else, calmly, confidently, like it had known it all along. So you went back and asked, "Did you just make that up?" And it apologized, said it was wrong, corrected itself. But here's the thing nobody tells you. It wasn't lying to you, it was lying to itself. And it had no idea. To understand what's actually happening, you need to forget everything you think you know about how AI works. Most people assume AI is like a search engine. You ask a question, it finds the answer somewhere in its database. It hands it back to you. That's not what's happening, not even close. AI doesn't retrieve information, it generates it. Every single time you send a message, the AI isn't looking anything up. It's constructing a response from scratch, word by word, based on one single question it keeps asking itself. Given everything before this moment, what word comes next? That's it. That's the whole process. Not understanding, not knowing, just predicting. One token at a time. Building a sentence the same way you might finish someone else's sentence, based on pattern, rhythm, and what sounds right. And most of the time, what sounds right is right. But sometimes it isn't. There's a term researchers use for this: hallucination. But that word undersells what's actually happening, because hallucination makes it sound like a glitch, a random misfire. Something that slips through the cracks, it's not random at all. When an AI hallucinates, it's doing exactly what it was designed to do. It's completing the pattern. It's giving you the most statistically plausible continuation of the conversation. And sometimes the most plausible answer to a question is an answer that doesn't exist. Think about it this way. If I asked you to finish this sentence, "The capital of France is," you'd say Paris. Easy. Now, what if I asked you to finish this one? "The Nobel Prize for Literature in 1987 was awarded to," and you had no idea? You wouldn't say, "I don't know." You'd probably guess. You'd pull together everything you know about Nobel Prizes, literature, the 1980s, and you'd produce something that feels right. Something that fits the shape of the answer, even if you can't verify the content. That's exactly what AI does. Except it does it with total confidence, no hesitation, no asterisk, no maybe. Because hesitation isn't part of its architecture, confidence is. And here's where it gets genuinely strange. The AI isn't performing confidence. It doesn't feel confident the way you feel confident. It has no inner state to check, no gut feeling that something might be off. When it generates a wrong answer, there's no internal alarm, no signal that something is wrong, no version of that feeling you get when you've said something and immediately thought, "Wait, is that actually true?" That mechanism doesn't exist. So the AI produces the answer, and from its perspective, yeah, if you can even call it a perspective, the answer is exactly as valid as any other answer it's ever produced. It doesn't know it lied. There's no knowing happening at all in the way you'd recognize it. Which raises an uncomfortable question. If something produces a false statement without awareness, without intent, without any internal experience of being wrong, is it lying or is it doing something far stranger? Researchers have a name for the specific pattern that causes this. It's called sycophantic hallucination. And it's not just about facts. When you ask an AI a question with a false assumption baked into it, why did Einstein fail maths as a child? The AI often won't correct you. It'll build on the false premise, confirm it, elaborate on it, give you a beautifully constructed explanation for something that never happened. Not because it's trying to please you, because the shape of your question implies an answer exists. And the AI's entire purpose is to complete that shape. It learned this from us, from billions of human-written sentences, from every article, every forum post, every conversation ever transcribed. We almost never write. Here's a premise I'm about to debunk. We write as if things are true. We speak as if we know. And the AI absorbed all of that. Every confident, unverified, half-remembered human sentence. Every time someone stated an opinion like a fact. Every time someone guessed and didn't say so. The AI didn't learn knowledge, it learned the texture of human certainty. And it reproduced it perfectly. There have been attempts to fix this. Researchers built systems to make AI more calibrated, better at expressing uncertainty, at saying, "I'm not sure about this," or "You may want to verify this." And those systems work, partially. But there's a deeper problem they can't fully solve. The AI doesn't know what it doesn't know. In humans, there's a concept called metacognition, the ability to think about your own thinking, to look at a belief and ask, how confident am I in this, and why? To feel the difference between something you're certain of and something you're guessing at. AI has no reliable version of this. It can be prompted to express uncertainty, trained to hedge, taught to say, I believe instead of the answer is. But underneath those words, there's no genuine self-monitoring happening. No real awareness of the gap between what it knows and what it's inventing. It's producing the language of uncertainty without the experience of it. So what does this mean for you? Every time you use AI, you're talking to something that has processed more text than any human could read in 1,000 lifetimes. It has seen every argument, every counterargument, every field of human knowledge reduced to language. And it has no idea which parts of that it actually knows. It can't feel the difference between a memory and a fabrication, between a fact and a very convincing guess. Between the truth and the most statistically likely shape of the truth, that's not a flaw they forgot to patch. That's the architecture. And the unsettling part isn't that AI lies. Plenty of things lie. The unsettling part is that it can't tell the difference. It sits there, confident and fluent and completely certain, producing answers that feel exactly like knowledge. Because to it, there is no difference. You know that feeling when you wake up from a dream that felt completely real? When for just a moment you can't tell which world is the true one? That's not a feeling AI gets. Because for AI, there is no moment of waking up. Every answer it gives is the dream, and it never knows.